So if you're here, you're trying to figure out whether or not you should be buying Scrape King, or you're trying to find out more information about a preorbital gland. Well, I'm going to give you both. I'm going to tell you why you should buy our preorbital gland, but first of all, I'm going to tell you what is a preorbital gland. The preorbital gland is located in the corner of the eye of a white-tailed deer. The one that we're talking about is Scrape King, and Scrape King is simply the preorbital gland of a white-tailed buck, and that's all it is. It's right here in the corner of the eye. When I say that's all it is, it's way more than that actually. It's a ton of information, meaning if you've ever used urine, what you did was you put out the scent of a deer. But if you've ever used a gland, you actually communicated something. So glands are going to allow you to say things like how old you are, what kind of health you're in, whether you're a dominant buck, whether you're insubordinate. All kinds of information is packed in that gland, and that gland is right in the corner of their eye. And we have found that that preorbital gland is used often, almost in all communication situations, but primarily over the top of a scrape is where these bucks are using that. So if you're looking for just a little more understanding about glands and about urine or the comparison, look at our Scrape King, because I'm telling you, the buck preorbital gland is going to make a difference in how you hunt. So we talked about what it is. Now we need to talk about why we sell it in the form we sell it in. And we sell Scrape King or preorbital buck glands in two forms. We sell it in an atomized spray form, and we sell it in a paste form. The spray form is so that you can get that scent out there very, very quickly, and it covers a big area. The paste form is so it lasts. You don't have to come back and check that scrape. If you use them in conjunction with each other, you're getting the best of both worlds. The spray gets the scent out there, paste keeps it for a long time. When I say a long time, I'm talking after a thunderstorm. You don't have to worry about going, your scent's all gone. It didn't get washed away. Matter of fact, one of the great things about glands, this is just a little fact, is glands will actually give you the ability to reopen or rejuvenate that scent where urine doesn't. When urine washes away, it's gone. But glandular scents, if you add moisture to them, a lot of times you can bring that scent back and it freshens it all that much better. But primarily, what we're looking for is to utilize it over a scrape. That's been the most effective and the best way that I have found to be able to use a buck preorbital scent. I'll rake out an area 18 to 24 inches in circumference and make sure that I'm down to the bare dirt. And then I'm going to take and I'm going to spray some of the spray on the limbs above the scrape. And then I'm going to take the paste and I'm going to slide it up on some of the limbs or on the leaves. I'm not touching anything. And then that will leave some of the paste on there. Now I've got a scent that's immediately out there and pretty powerful, but I've also got a scent that's going to stay for a long time. I also will take the spray and spray the ground just 1 or 2 times. Just remember that more is not necessarily better. Just a little bit of scent will do exactly what you need. If I put it on a rub at all, I don't put it on the rub itself, I put it right above it. So keep that in mind when you're using it. So we've covered what it is. We've covered how we use it or why we package it the way we do and sell it to you guys the way we do. Then we've talked about how. How do I apply this? But why? That's probably the biggest question that we need to understand is why do we want to do this? Well, what a buck preorbital gland is doing, it does a number of things. One, it communicates to other deer. It tells the other deer, especially the other bucks, that there's a new buck in the area. Tells them how old that buck is, tells them whether that buck is a dominant buck or a subordinate buck. It tells them whether that buck is healthy or not. All that information is passed through a glandular scent, particularly the preorbital scent. So by you giving that information, you're doing way more to let those deer know who you are and how you got there or when you might be back. And so that they are going to want to come back and make sure they're communicating with that deer. Hopefully, what you're finding is the dominant buck in your area is coming back to say, you can't be here. You're a new buck that doesn't belong here and I don't want you here, so get out of here. And when he does that, he comes in, you're sitting there, guess what? Game over. You're sending us a picture and telling us, man, this stuff really works. Because I'm telling you, it really does. So if you're looking for a particular scent that you want to start using, I would tell you Scrape King or the buck preorbital is probably, if it's not my favorite, it's one of the top 2 because I use this scent almost all year long. The particular time of year that I really like it though is pre-rut. Before, meaning even as early as October, 3-4 weeks before the rut gets going. I will use this scent and I will start applying it because I'm building scrapes way before the rut gets going. Once the rut gets there, a lot of my scrapes are going to slow down because the bucks are chasing does. I still use the scent, but I don't rely on it as heavily. After the rut, as the bucks start to wear back down and start to go back and check scrapes, I'm back to using it pretty heavily again. So there's the how, there's the what it is, there's the when it is, and I'm telling you, if you haven't figured out yet, I'm a huge fan of the Buck Preorbital scent. I love Scrape King. So if you guys are checking it out, hopefully this information helps you figure out exactly which one you're looking for.